The email from my biggest client came in on a Friday afternoon. It was short and direct. He was writing to let me know that he had decided to move his business to a different firm, effective immediately, and that he wanted to settle his final invoice and end our engagement cleanly. He had been a client for almost 7 years. We had grown his account from a small monthly retainer to one of the largest pieces of business on our books. I had personally been involved in every major project we had ever done for him. The relationship had been one of the strongest ones in the company. I called him within an hour of getting the email. He picked up. He was friendly but firm. He told me he had been thinking about it for a while. He told me he had found a firm that he felt was a better fit for where his business was going. He told me he wished us well. I asked him if there was anything I could do to change his mind. He said there was not. The decision had been made. He thanked me for everything we had done over the years and said goodbye. I sat at my desk for a long time after that call. Something about it had not been right. The reasons he had given were generic. The decision had been sudden. There had been no warning, no escalating dissatisfaction, no conversations about contract terms. Clients of 7 years did not usually leave without a single warning sign. I went into our internal system and pulled the activity logs for his account, who had been working on his projects, who had been in his meetings, who had been emailing him. One name appeared more than any other over the last 6 months. A senior account manager named Ryan. He had been promoted into the role a year and a half earlier. He was capable, well-liked, and had been doing what I had thought was a good job of deepening relationships with our larger accounts. I made a note to ask him about the client on Monday morning. I never got the chance. By Monday morning, 2 more clients had sent similar emails. By Wednesday, 5. Something was happening, and Ryan was at the center of all of it. The business was a marketing consultancy. I had founded it 12 years earlier and had grown it slowly into a firm of about 30 employees, serving roughly 40 active clients, most of them mid-sized companies in our region. The revenue was solid, the team was experienced, the reputation was strong. Ryan had joined us about 3 years before any of this happened. He had come from a competitor with a good resume and strong references. He had started as a senior strategist and had been promoted to account manager within his first 18 months. The promotion had been my decision. He had earned it. His clients had been happy. His project work had been clean. He had been the kind of employee that made a manager's job easier. About 6 months before the client departures started, I had begun to notice small changes in his behavior. He had been spending less time in the office. He had been taking longer lunches. He had been declining internal meetings that he would normally have attended, citing scheduling conflicts that were always with external clients. I had not been worried about it at the time. He was a senior person. He was supposed to be out with clients. His numbers were good. His clients seemed engaged. If anything, I had been pleased to see him taking that kind of ownership. I had also noticed that he had been hiring, not for our firm. He had not requested any new headcount, but people in our industry, in our city, had been mentioning to me in casual conversations that they had heard from Ryan recently about potential opportunities. I had assumed he was helping former colleagues find work. He had a wide network. It would have been in character for him to be making introductions. In retrospect, none of those things had been in character at all. They had been the warning signs of someone running a parallel business on the side. I had missed them because Ryan had been good at what he was doing and because I had trusted him. The cost of that trust was about to become very expensive. I called my attorney on Wednesday afternoon after the 5th client had left. I explained what was happening. He asked me a few questions about Ryan's employment agreement, about our non-compete language, about the specific terms of the contracts we had with the departing clients. He told me to do 3 things in order. First, preserve all of Ryan's company communications, emails, chat logs, file access records, anything our IT systems could retrieve. Second, do not confront Ryan directly until I had a clear picture of what had happened. Third, reach out to the departing clients informally, not to try to win them back, but to understand the timeline of how they had made their decisions. The IT review took about a week. What we found was extensive. Ryan had registered a competing consultancy 6 months earlier. He He had used a personal email address to set up the LLC, but he had used our company's network to do significant amounts of the actual work. Drafts of proposals, marketing materials, his new firm's website, financial models. All of it had been worked on during business hours, on his company laptop, often during what his calendar had described as client meetings. He had also been systematically downloading client information, account histories, project files, contact lists, pricing details. He had been doing it gradually, in small enough batches that no single download had triggered any of our security alerts. But the cumulative volume over 6 months had been enormous. The conversations with the departing clients filled in the rest of the picture. Ryan had been reaching out to them individually over the previous 4 to 5 months to let them know that he was leaving the firm and starting his own practice. He had been telling them that he would be focused exclusively on a small portfolio of clients and that he could offer them more personalized service at a lower rate. He had not been doing this in an obvious way. He had not sent mass emails or made formal pitches. He had been having coffee with each client one at a time in casual settings, framing the conversation as a personal update from a friend who happened to also be their account manager. The clients had not realized, in most cases, that they were being recruited. They had thought they were having lunch with someone they liked. By the time he was ready to make the move, he had 9 clients ready to follow him. My attorney drafted a letter and prepared a complaint for filing. The case was straightforward. Ryan had violated his employment agreement in multiple specific and documented ways. He had misappropriated confidential information. He had solicited clients while still employed. He had used company resources to build a competing business. We did not file the complaint right away. Instead, we asked Ryan to come to a meeting at the office on the following Monday morning. He came in expecting, I think, a quarterly review. He did not get one. I sat across from him at the conference table with my attorney to my right and the IT director to my left. We laid out methodically what we had found: the LLC filing, the downloaded files, the communications with clients, the proposals drafted on his company laptop. He did not deny it. He did not try to. By the second or third document, he had stopped looking at the table and was staring out the window. By the end of the presentation, he had not said anything at all. My attorney explained the options. Ryan could sign an agreement that day, acknowledging the violations, paying back a portion of the revenue we had lost from the departing clients, releasing any further claims he might have against the firm, and agreeing not to solicit any additional clients or employees from us for a period of 3 years. In exchange, we would not file the complaint that was already prepared. We would not pursue criminal referral for the data theft. We would not contact the clients who had already left to inform them of what their new consultant had done to acquire their business. He took the deal. He signed the papers in our office. He turned in his laptop and his badge. He left the building, and we never spoke again. The financial damage was significant, but survivable. We lost about 18% of our revenue in the year following the incident. Some of the clients who had left with Ryan came back within 12 to 18 months after they had experienced his new firm and decided that what we had been offering had been worth more than they had realized at the time. Some of them did not. That was their right. I made changes after that. We tightened our employment agreements. We installed better monitoring on our network. We changed our policies around client communications so that no single account manager was the sole point of contact for any major account. But the real change was in me. I stopped assuming that long tenure and good performance meant loyalty. I started paying attention to the small signs, the extra lunches, the network introductions, the quiet shifts in behavior, not in a paranoid way, in a clear-eyed way. The thing about someone who is stealing from you is that they almost always tell you they are doing it, not in words, in patterns. The patterns are there if you're willing to see them. I had not been willing to see them. I am now. If this story hit you, subscribe. Every case on this channel starts with trust and ends with the truth.